Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Rome Board meeting for Thursday, March 19th, 2026 at 5 p.m. Number 2, roll call starting from my left.
Evenson here.
Giardino here.
Asdell here.
Samuelstead here.
Reppin here.
And number 3, certified posting of the meeting.
I certify that on Tuesday, March 17th, 2026, the agenda for the Town of Rome Board meeting for Thursday, March 19th was posted at the Rome Town Hall at 3:30 p.m., Quick Trip LLC 3:41 p.m., Nakusa Port Edward State Bank at 3:50 p.m., and emailed to the Wisconsin Rapids Tribune at 3:30 p.m.
Thank you. Just a quick note on the meetings and the posting the agenda. We usually try and get it out like the Friday before, but we've been under the gun to get a lot of things done. We got a lot of things cooking, a lot in the frying pan. But we will go back to our schedule, hopefully. I'm sorry? Yeah.
Clerk was on vacation.
Yeah, and we had a vacation in there, but we'll try and get it back out on Fridays for everybody. Number 5, please stand for, or number 4, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Carl, I'd like to make
Yep, go ahead.
a motion to move number 21 up ahead of 19.
Just part of,
Yeah,
It's all part of the closing.
It's all the same, Mark.
Yeah,
We'll go,
so-
it's all the same.
Okay,
I'll explain when I
Okay,
get to it.
whatever.
okay, so can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 5, please stand for Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, now we're live. A little over a month, we'll have this all fixed. Okay, citizen comments. We do have a card. Okay, number 6, citizen comments. During the citizen comment period of the agenda, the town board welcomes comments from any town resident, not a member of the town board, on any item not on the agenda. Please know that pursuant to state law, the board cannot engage in conversation with you, but may ask questions. The board may refer the item to staff, a standing committee, or a future board agenda for discussion and action. Each person wishing to speak will have up to 3 minutes to speak. Speakers are asked to submit a card to the clerk providing their name, address, and topic for discussion. The board will also take comment from the public on agenda items that is called by the chair, but not during citizen comment. Please note that once the board begins discussion on an agenda item, no further comment will be allowed from the public on that issue. Mr. Lubecki, would you like to step to the...
Good evening. Mark Lebecki, 931 Sussex Court, Camelot Subdivisions. It's that time of year again. Winter's past, spring, summer, fall, fire season is right around the corner. And this winter was especially hard on our trees. We've got a lot of winter fall, got a lot of extra wood down. And as much as the Firewise effort, especially at Lake Camelot, is going to be starting soon, Camelot has asked all their members to make donations for the Firewise project. But the problem with volunteers is we have trouble handling the big wood to get it to the transfer site. Last year at this time, we brought this up, and the DNR was here. Amy Penn, I believe her name is, was here, and they reacted this winter, and they cleaned 9th Avenue North and 8th Avenue South. They took a lot of dead wood down, a lot of trees down. They do have a lot of brush remaining there. We have other large property owners, and my primary concern right now might be the county, Adams County itself, and that would be the boat landing, the public boat landing on Camelot at 10th and Apache, approximately 80 acres. And I think they should be encouraged to abide by the ordinance also, cleaning up dead wood and brush. It is a fire hazard. Obviously, the ordinance is pointed toward small property owners, 2 acres or less, but those with larger properties have a responsibility for fire protection also. So what I'd like to ask the town board to do is either redefine or maybe expand the tree and brush ordinance to have Public Works do additional pickups, maybe monthly, maybe on call. And I can't tell anybody what to do, but the town board can figure out what'll work with Public Works. So, thank you.
Anybody have any questions? Can we put this item on the agenda, go in the future? We had discussion in 2021. We did expand the ordinance to include all properties, including larger acreage, and the DNR was behind us on it, and we'll define it and come up with some more answers.
But you know,
No discussion, but you can go ahead and make
okay,
comments. You
all
got
right.
a question?
Okay, no, I was gonna
Okay.
say something to Mark, okay.
Alrighty. Any other comments?
No.
Alrighty. No action contemplated except possible referral to future agenda. Number 7, information updates, meeting recaps, recent correspondence, current events, and announcements.
I have
Carol?
nothing.
No?
I have nothing.
I'm good.
Mark?
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything.
I do. There was a school meeting yesterday I couldn't attend because I was at a WTA conference. And again, I'm not advocating one thing, one way or the other on what the school needs are. I do understand they have needs. I also understand the state is not pulling their weight. Apparently, they're only contributing 30%. We're beating them heavily on that, and it is weighted against them. Yesterday, I was at a WTA conference, and I brought it up as an issue that's something the WTA should be working on. They have a loud voice. Again, I found out we also have over 1,200 towns in the state, so they should have a loud, very loud voice. I also found out that the schools have a lobbyist down there, and talking to some of the folks yesterday, it just, they've should have the largest voice in the state. Every town and city has a school district, and they're all in the same boat. And I think everybody's got to start putting pressure on the state to come back and start issuing some more funds and helping these folks out. With that said, the money that they're talking is a $2 million referendum. The number they're putting out there is $2 per 100,000. Now, that's simply the difference between two different budgets, both containing a referendum. My question and asked to them was, what is the taxpayer's value of that $2 million? In other words, how much does the taxpayer pay out of that $2 million? The value of that, the $2 million by itself. Using their own numbers, and they even put it on the sheet they sent me, it says 80 cents. And that's 80 cents per thousand, which equates out to $80 per 100,000. So my numbers are right. They were confirmed by Ellers. If they want to come in and have a little debate about it, bring it on. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Yep.
The other thing with the WTA meeting yesterday, there were some issues brought up, opportunities, we'll say. We've been talking a little bit about using biochar in Tri-Lakes, and it looks like it might be a growing industry. I met a gentleman yesterday from the forestry industry, and he's got somebody that's really interested in maybe building a biochar plant in the area. Right now, we are ordering bags from Colorado, and the expense is expensive. It's pretty expensive to ship that stuff. So I'm going to get a call out to this guy, and we'll see what happens, but maybe we can get something going here. I told him we got plenty of firewood and whatnot to build a biochar. So it is a viable source, and it's helpful for the farmers, it's helpful for the lakes. So we'll see what happens. It was a very good meeting yesterday.
Carl, what was that woman, Pat, from 14 Mile?
Pat Rogers?
Pat Rogers.
Yeah, she's initiated this. She bought 40 bags about 3 years ago. I've got 2 on my deck. They were all sampled last fall. The samples were positive. Again, they took out nitrogen and phosphates out of the water. And again, the neat thing with a biochar, then you just spread it in your lawn or whatever. You got instant fertilizer, and it's very inexpensive.
And it's reusable too.
Yeah.
It's usable for
Another
fertilizer.
period. Yeah.
As
long as you dry it out.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then it gets pretty heavy. But the problem was when she sent the results back, it was mixing how many pounds of nitrates, phosphates were taken out per however you want to measure it, and they were measuring metric against SAE, and it doesn't work. So I don't know what the real conversion rate was, but there was definitely a positive effect on it. So we're going to try and get the right numbers and then go from there.
Pat and I had a talk last year, I think, about possibly getting a biochar plant here in Rome, out at the recycling transfer site. I don't want to call it the other word, but there is a possibility we could get a biochar plant here. we'd have to.
Yeah, the folks that talked to yesterday were pretty familiar. They said the cost to build one's like $1.2 million. But they said it's also a profitable business. And ours could be, we don't want to say we take it on ourselves, but it could be more profitable because we got the resource right there. We don't have to ship, we don't have to do
You
anything.
sell the
Out of
bags.
water.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, you sell the product.
You
Yeah.
sell the products.
Yep. Okay.
And then you
So
can
that's
turn around and use
that's
it
got
as fertilizer.
may have some legs. It'd be interesting to see what goes on there. Anything else? All right. Number 8, discussion only. Celebrate recovery. Are you here for that? Right? Yes, please.
My name is Christy Peitzmeyer, and I'm here today. I just got out of the swimming pool, so my eyes are really red. I'm not high. I'm a swimmer. Anyway, I'm here to tell you about Celebrate Recovery. We're going to start a program at Lakes Area Christian Fellowship Church. And the reason I'm here is because I want you to be my eyes and ears, and I want you to talk. I want people to know that we're trying to get this going. I was part of the group that started Celebrate Recovery in Rapids at St. Lawrence Catholic Church, and that group is still going. And I was with them for 2 years. I was with them from the beginning, and I went through the training, and I decided, one thing, I don't like the drive, but I also felt and wanted one at my church in our area. I've been to Friendship, and I've been to the Three Bridges program in Friendship, and I've seen how that works. And I've searched for other recovery programs in the Rome area, and I'm not finding anything. So Celebrate Recovery was started by Saddleback Church in California by Rick Warren, who wrote The Purpose-Driven Life. This man named John Baker came in and said, I'm doing AA, but it's not really meeting my needs. I want a faith-based program. And Pastor Warren said, good, start your program. So he started his program. We have 25 lessons that we go through with the participants, and then we meet in small groups. So what I'm looking for right now is people that have been sober or out of crisis for a year to come join us with the training. And if they train, they don't have to be a leader and be in the program. The training is just kind of a way to find out if this is something that you enjoy doing, if you have a heart to do it. Let's see. So the meeting that I'm going to have is April 27th, and I have a state rep come in. This is a nationwide program, and it's growing by leaps and bounds in Wisconsin. Last year at Thrive Church in Wausau, they had 1.5 times people show up for the rally. This year they were planning on at least 2 times the amount of people, and for 2027 they have find a bigger venue for all the people that are coming to Celebrate Recovery. So the program works if people work the program. And what I've seen in my experience, it's very common to see someone come in and just sit at the table and cry. They'll sit at the table and cry for probably three of the meetings. Maybe by the 4th meeting, they'll start opening up to us. And what happens is their family is done with them. They can't go back to their friends. The friends are all doing drugs and alcohol. They're lonely. They're all by themselves. They've lost their truck. They've lost their job. They're in a total mess. And what we do is we help them get back on their feet emotionally and get to where they can clean up their mess. One woman that was an alcoholic told me that it's like these great big snow piles that are out in our parking lot. You stop drinking and all that snow goes away. But what's left in the parking lot? Gravel, candy wrappers, dirt, leaves. There's a mess when that snow pile melts. And so that's what we do is we encourage them and we help them to clean up that mess. Another thing, we have people that come in and they've lost, once again, their job, their truck, their family, and they're suicidal. And what we do is we try to pair them up with someone that has been in a similar circumstance and have them talk to them, and that really is very effective. If we need to, what we do is we'll take them to more than one meeting. When we get this one going, there'll be one in Rome, there'll be one in Rapids, and there's one in Arpin. So we try to get them to go to more than one meeting a week if we think they're suicidal, or if we know a family member, we try to talk to one of their family members to make sure they're safe. I'll end real quick. One real sweet story is several times I saw this woman. She would come to our meetings and then she'd disappear because she's a heavy drinker. And she'd come to our meetings and then she'd disappear, and she's a heavy drinker. And then the last time I saw her, her face was rosy. She was dressed well, and she turned to me with a big smile on her face and she says, "I have a job. I'm sober and I have a job." And I was like, wow, we're doing something. They're not all success stories, but the ones we help, it's very rewarding work to be in. So do you have any questions for me?
Do you have some
I was
pamphlets
just gonna ask that.
about we could put out
Yep.
in the lobby here? And I see you got a flyer there. We could probably
Yep.
on the
We can-
website post that on our
We gotta be
website.
careful with that, but
You can put it out there. Yeah.
no. But we can put it out in the vestibule.
Yeah.
We can put that on our board out there. We can put your pamphlets out in the vestibule. So if you want to stop in and bring those, Taylor can help you with that from in the office there.
Okay.
Okay.
Do they actually have any PSAs, any YouTube videos or anything of that nature? We do have a channel 300 that is, we do put PSAs on there on a regular basis. Right now, it's all PSAs.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
thought.
I'd like to find out more about that.
Well, no, I've already run by the attorney. It's,
Okay.
So we have a Facebook page already for Rome. So if you want to see, there's not much on it because we're just starting, but if you want to look at that. And then also there's a whole web page for Celebrate Recovery, and they'll tell you. And then there's also an app for Celebrate Recovery that has podcasts, and a lot of the participants listen to those podcasts. So.
Well, that one I'd have to check on, but we can check on that.
I mean, a link.
But definitely we can put their
Yeah.
stuff out in the vestibule for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And thank you.
Thank you.
Christy.
Thank you.
Number 9, discussion only wake boat ordinance. That was another thing that actually came up at WTA yesterday. That's something that they aren't really involved in, but they do understand the issue, especially the smaller lakes. They were even questioning Petenwell because of the depths, but they mentioned there's some 30-foot depths there, and they
Email me your name, please.
yeah, I
My
don't,
card is on the counter in the outside there. Thank you.
so they touched on it again. We're working on it. I am working on our, among other things, working on our condition report, and it has to be. I'll probably get it done this week sometime. That has to be sent then down to the DNR after the attorney looks at it again. So we're working on it. We're moving forward. There is a timeline coming up, but it'll be done when it's done. So
Why can't Carol, I guess, using Last Wilderness Alliance, Jeff Silloway came up with a condition report for the lakes. Why can't we use that one?
I have that one. I sent it on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They've written condition reports for 50 other entities on the wake boats, and they've all been submitted to the DNR and approved. Rather than trying to come up or combine reports, why don't we just use what Jeff Silloway came up with?
Jared's looking ahead to issues that might go to litigation with the group that's currently out there. And he just feels that if we have this thing, it's more geared with our general information in there rather than overall generalizations, we'll say. He said if it's geared towards our lake and identifies our 3 lakes, he says we stand a much better chance of not really having issues with it down the road. So his point was just, he said you really need to have in our case specifically, you really need to have a combination of the two. Use their overall basis, but then bring it back. And again, I got most of our stuff in there. I did take a lot of the anecdotal stuff out, but I left all the lake sizes, depths, history, and all that. That's all in there. So it's going to be about 2 or 3 pages more than what theirs was. But I just found a lawyer. I mean.
Do we have a time frame when we can get it to the DNR? Kind of rough.
Probably in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I'd finish it up. I'm not going to work on it this weekend, but I get it knocked off next week. I'm not going to send it to Jeff. I'm going to send it to Jared for review.
So are we going to see a rough draft before you send it off?
No. The condition report? No, you'll see.
Oh, not the condition. I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking because a few months back,
I don't think the ordinance itself will be changed. The ordinance is pretty much self-explanatory.
well, the ordinance that I think you presented not too long, well, way back when, was from a town. We kind of guided on it, and
Yeah, I think Cheryl, you mentioned a few things
right,
on
and
that.
Cheryl mentioned some things on
I did
it.
bring that up with the attorney.
Yeah, here, ordinance, right here.
Look at that, but,
Okay.
yeah.
Are we gonna still use that same ordinance?
Might be a few word changes in there to cover the things, but that's pretty much set, yes.
Okay,
I mean, again, they put it in, it's covering what, 300 lakes right now? 60 different lake districts, I think, and it's 300 lakes, so, and they've not had any issues with it, but did bring it up and said it's something they need to look at, so we don't want to,
Before it's
Don't have
submitted
an
to
issue.
DNR, we have to have an ordinance.
no,
that-
the DNR is just getting initially they're getting the lake report. The ordinance itself, that'll be sent once we have the lake report in and he finalizes the ordinance in.
Because they have to approve whatever ordinance we come up with.
They have to look at it, yes,
Yeah, they
and
have to
say
look at
we're
it,
in
yeah.
violation or we're not in violation. They don't approve anything, technically.
yeah, we had this since January 3rd.
Yeah.
That's the one you presented.
So, anything else on that? Folks, it's gonna happen. I mean, we gotta get it done, so. Discussion only grants. That was another thing came up yesterday, and with WTA, it was kind of interesting because they were talking about the LRIP grants with the highway department, and they said they are so strict that if you use a comma or a semicolon instead of a semicolon or whatever, if you use the wrong punctuation, they toss it. And going back to the innovation ones, I'm working on that one for the this room and that room. I don't know if it'll qualify, but apparently there's only been a few requests turned in for us $300 million. That's why they've come out a second time, actually a third time, and said, we're looking for activities. So I'll get this thing. I will get this thing done next week, and I'll get it sent in. So
Okay.
that could be very helpful.
And I guess, are we going to train Taylor then for the
Yes.
grant writing?
Yeah, we had a conversation with Taylor this morning and she was very engaged in it and was willing to go to school for it and learn it, and she'll become our grant.
They were very supportive of the grant. They didn't even know about some of the programs offered by UWSP and the Mid-States. I mean, they didn't know. And there's a bunch of people there yesterday, but they thought it was really interesting that we're going to send somebody. They were saying you need a full-timer just on the grants, but we're not that big of a town. There's not that much activity, but there is an art to writing on these things, too. There's the technical part, but there's also the grammar and stuff, how it's presented. So that's what they're going to teach them. And I think Taylor's a really good choice in this matter. Sharp kid. So.
Agree.
And the grant committee's still open. We're waiting for people to join. It's me so far.
Come on, Deb.
It's research. It's going out and finding what's out there. I enjoyed it last night. Anyway, number 11, department committee reports. Anything to cover on this? I had one on zoning. We're starting to get camping permits already. Are there any issues with the folks being notified that they have to post?
No, nothing, absolutely nothing.
And just so you know, I missed that Chief Kane's report was in my basket, so it's on your desk and it is in the packet now, sorry.
I didn't think I had
Somebody
anything
didn't
else
come
in
in and empty my basket for me.
it. Well, don't go on vacation. You're done. All right.
Somebody else.
No, it wasn't.
All right. Discussion and possible action on the following items. Discussion and possible action. Approval of the March 5th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 13, discussion of possible action. Checks, vouchers, receipts, and journal entries. Approved checks number 50337 through 50440, totaling $6,182,970.55. Auto payments totaling $131,820.34. State Social Security, Medicare withholdings totaling $40,041.53. PO vouchers V24956 through V25073, totaling $108,825.41. Receipts number 27179 through 27240, totaling $101,692.35.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
Discussion? And I'm guessing the large number, $6 million, is because we sent a check down to the county for taxes?
February settlement.
Federally settlements in the
Yeah, I saw that in there too. We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 14, discussion of possible action approval of Resolution 26, updates to the 26 fee schedule.
Can I explain this?
Go ahead.
This just takes all the online fees out of zoning and makes it one fee regardless of how they apply for their permits. So if you came in person, you had to pay more. If you paid for it online, you only paid $100. Emily did away with that and said, I don't care how they come in. We'll just do the $100 from going forward.
I move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 15, discussion of possible action approval of resolution number 26 a resolution supporting a comprehensive and sustainable transportation funding solution.
I also have this one.
Okay.
This was sent to me by the Wisconsin Towns Association. They're asking each municipality to pass this resolution and forward it on to the state. This was done in 2017, and this program, they call it Just Fix It, is why we get approximately $901 per mile every year for our GTA. So they've asked each municipality to pass this resolution, forward it on to the state to say, please keep this program happening.
So who's going to send who's going to, you? Okay.
I believe at the last county board meeting, the county adopted a resolution similar to this.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 16, discussion and possible action approval of the dissolution of the ad hoc solar committee. You want to know why? The intent of the ad hoc was to basically go out and gather community support, come up with ideas and how to not necessarily fight this, but fight it. Trying to see how we could get this thing out of our hair. They did an outstanding job. Our attorney was extremely surprised at what we came up with. He's never seen anything like it. Talking to him shortly before the vote, he did say, though, that he didn't think our chances were a whole lot better. He said they were better than the 1% he originally told us about, but maybe moved up to 1%. Doesn't mean we're done. But the solar committee it's seen its round. There's not much more they can do that will have any effect. It's going to be up to the board now and the people of Rome to decide what the future is going to be, what they want to pursue, and we're going to have that. It's already on the agenda for the annual meeting on April 21st, I think it is, right? So that's just a thought. The other thing is, with the ad hoc committee dissolved, the folks can get together and collaborate without having to be notified and all that good stuff. I can just talk as a community. So it made a lot of sense to just move forward in that respect.
Didn't Jeff recommend dissolving?
He did, yes.
I saw one of his emails.
So,
I move to approve.
I'll second that.
any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried, and thanks to everybody again. It was one heck of an operation. Discussion of possible action review proposed by Delmore Consulting to provide additional expertise in road maintenance and grant opportunities. I think you all have the form on there. It was something that Cody brought to my attention. He's had some training on all of it, not all. We also have to look at the budget. There's no decision. We don't have to make a decision tonight. But these folks will go out and they will do these LRIP grants and they will find the grants, they will write them, and they will make sure that they follow through on it to make sure anything we get in a grant is proper. The thing is, if they get one grant in 2 years, their fee is already paid for. I think the total fee was $29,000. We get an $8,000 credit because they did our passing rating, so it's we're looking at $21,000 for I think it's for 2 years. But it makes a lot of sense, but I'd rather have, we'll talk about it, look at the information you have, and we'll do a little more research on it. I did bring it up yesterday again, and some of the folks thought it was a really good idea because, again, these LRIP grants can be very tricky, and then there's a lot of other grants out there we don't even know about. Again, we're going to have Taylor write the grants, But as far as following through and all that, that's a whole different subject matter, because they have to go make sure it's I mean, they were explaining it, and oh, geez. Anyway, just something to think about. We don't have to make a decision tonight on it.
Isn't that, haven't we sent Cody to some training to do some of this stuff?
Some of it, yes. We also sent him for passer rating, but the thing about the passer ratings is that we've taken this young man, we put him in a position where now he's over 2 departments where we used to have 2 supervisors. Now he's 1.
Mm-hmm.
So his job duties are expanded. His work week is expanded. The hours aren't. There's only so many hours in a week. So he just wrote 13 grants, and it took him many, many hours. The thought was, especially like with the passer rating, he'd have to go out. It's the passer. You got to go out all 151 miles we have in the road here, look at each road, and figure out what the number is. What happened with Delmore? They came out and did it for us. The other thing is, it takes the bias out of there. Somebody comes in, when's my road getting done? Well, we had the pros out here, and they're telling us when we have to do it, what makes sense to, how all that handles. So yeah, he's had some training, but not all of it, right? Again, he's not. There's no training I know of that he went through for grant writing, and this one is tricky. It's not something I don't know if we want to mess around with. That's why we'll wait on it, but I think we need to do a little more research on it.
Can we put it on the next agenda?
Sure. Yeah. You all got the
Oh, yeah.
I sent it on to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but he brought it to my attention. He thought it would be very helpful to him. Again, 1 grant and it's paid for. And again, there was the one. Pat was on the back. In January 2021, I got an email, and that was for a grant, and I looked at it, and I said, holy crap, sorry about that. I called Jamie and Brad, and I said, look at this thing. It sounds like it could apply to us. But it had to be in by March 1st. It was a grant, and we did qualify. We were the only ones in the county got it. The county applied, they didn't get one. And nobody else in the area got one, but it was $570,000. So that's what's out there that half time we don't know about. If you don't read your emails, if I didn't read that email, I would have never known about it. It just disappeared. Huh?
I forward all those emails.
I do too. I get some. I say, here you go. He said, yeah, I've got it. Okay, but just to make sure, because there's funds out there, and I'm not really like grants because it's our taxpayer money. They're just taking it from us and saying, here, let's see what you're doing for you. But in any case, I'd rather have it come back to us than somebody else. So. Anyway, they're important. Anything else? So we're no action on 17, please. Number 18, discussion of possible action, recommendation of approval from Plan Commission regarding a preliminary plat for Derek Hughes Acres to be located at the properties in sections 29, Town 20 North, Range 6 East, Town of Rome, Adams County, Wisconsin, with parcel numbers 030-00989, 030-00991, total area 77.77 acres.
Yeah, this is the right due north to Derek Cruz. That's O. That
Yeah,
street.
that's on O. There's
13.
and
two
it's
entrances going in.
It's 22 lots. Yeah.
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 It's
We did
77,
that on the planning
77
commission.
acres. Yeah.
So with 22 lots, that's it over there.
Does that meet our ordinances?
Residential.
Yeah, so far
Residential.
everything's in compliance, and so.
Okay.
The one thing I want to note is right now it is in a MFL, and it will be taken out of that before they start.
I guess I could mention something about that, the MFL. Doing some research on MFLs, they can't turn a shovel over until we get a check in hand per codes and things like that. So when do they plan on starting? Do you know?
That, I don't believe it's in here.
They have to go through the
I think they have to go through, yeah. They
It'll be
get
a
to-
Well, the MFL, technically you apply once a year to take it out of MFL on either December or January 1st. If you don't do it, you wait a year.
Yeah,
They will
I think-
allow
I think
emergency
you might be
things.
right
Come out
there.
all the time.
They come
Yeah.
out, yeah.
Do
They do allow emergencies.
Yeah,
Okay.
come out
So,
all the time. We
just-
get checks all the time for
Yeah.
info.
So, okay.
Yeah,
I move to approve the preliminary plat.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 19, the board may go into closed session. What?
You got moved up.
Oh, that's right, 21. Well, it's all the same. It's all closed session. So, but I'll start.
No.
No,
he's
I moved
moving
it to
out of
open
closed
session.
Oh, you're correct.
He moved 21 to open.
Yeah.
All right, the board may go into close, yeah, the board may go into session here, no.
Discussion and possible action.
Discussion possible action. The board will make a recommendation on a minor change in the police contract negotiations.
And that was me. I don't know if the last board meeting we approved a contract, but there was one word that needed to be changed in the contract from our attorney, and I can't remember if that was in the agreement that we approved 2 weeks ago.
It was handwritten on, I passed it out in the closed session. It was approved.
Okay, it was just a thing of resigns from the police department, separates from the
It
police.
was crossed off and handwritten in, and we approved that change.
Okay,
Yeah.
I could remember, Cheryl. That's why I had to put on just so the board knows when we
Right.
did one change.
Yes.
And I'll call Kevin Sorensen tomorrow, and he'll, because that adds.
Let's go ahead.
typing
Let's
in
go
it.
ahead and do a motion. Just make it proper. You would?
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the police contract as we discussed last week,
I'll second.
with that one word change.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
I just want to cover the base and make sure the board knew.
Yep. Okay, the board may go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute 19.85 sub 1 sub E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specific public business whenever a competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, conferring with energy legal counsel who is rendering advice to the governmental body concerning strategy on a proposed large-scale solar project. Number 20, or new number 21. The board may go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute 19.85 sub 1 sub C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises authority, discussion with candidates, and interviews for the town administrator position. And
Make
that's
a
it.
motion to go in closed session.
I'll second.
Roll call starting from my left.
Evenson, yes.
Giardino, yes.
Hasdall, yes.
Samuelstead, yes.
Reppin, yes.
Yeah, we are in closed session. Right, the board reserves the right to enter into open session authorized by Wisconsin statute, section 19.85 sub 2, to possibly take action from the closed session and continue with the agenda.
Make a motion, we come back into open session.
I second that.
Discussion? Roll call from my left.
Evenson, yes.
Sardino, yes.
Asla, yes.
Samuelsted, yes.
Reppin, yes.
So we are now in open session. No decisions to be made, correct?
Yes.
So, next agenda items.
I have Ellers for borrowing, right? Yes. Data center ordinance. Approval of some temporary Class B licenses for summer concerts for Visit Rome. There should be a recommendation from the Parks and Rec Committee, possibly.
Yes.
The dead timber and brush that,
Yep, let's leave that one kind of open, but we need to talk and discussion.
yeah,
And-
we'll just
and
do a
action.
discussion.
Let's do action on there too, just to be safe.
And then the Delmore consulting contract.
Let Cody know so he can plead his case.
I thought there was something else, but I can't remember what it was.
That's in 2 weeks. So we're gonna have
Is it 2 weeks or 3?
applications.
I don't know, it's April.
It's April 2nd.
April 3rd.
That's, April 2nd is the next meeting, right,
April
Wendy?
2nd is the next meeting, yes,
It,
and it's 2
uh,
weeks.
April
We
2nd.
We haven't gotten to that part of the agenda yet.
We may have applications for town administrator. That should be closed session, so the board can talk about them.
Yep.
Oh, it is a second. Oh. Stand corrected. All right, next meeting and date and time, we got April 2nd. Good. 5. Motion for adjournment.
I make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank